Welcome to Crypto Corner, everyone, your crypto radar for all of the latest news, reviews, market analysis and tutorials that help you master the cryptocurrency markets. Well, today we're going to look into Bitcoin again because we did have a bit of a move yesterday, finally, something that we were expecting and waiting for. And of course, it reflects on the whole market. So we're going to start with the market roundup, and then I'm going to give you a couple of news. One of them is actually quite bullish for Bitcoin. So let's get started first with the market roundup. Okay, and what we are seeing today is that we're seeing a lot of green on the markets across the board. But hold on, before I start, a quick reminder that this is not financial or investment advice. I'm just giving you my personal opinion and analysis of the markets and the market movements, so that this can help you with your research. You should take my videos as just one of the many sources that you are using in your research, rather than just the only source. And don't take my word as an advice, just take it as some sort of a guidance or something, you know, my opinion. Anyway, with that said, let's take a look at the market. So Bitcoin today 6% up since yesterday, pulling the whole market with it. We're seeing Ethereum 3% up since yesterday. ADA Cardano is actually doing much better than all of the other coins, as you can see here. 15% in the last day, 30% in the last week. The reason for that is actually quite simple. Cardano was being added to Coinbase, and of course, with any addition to Coinbase, trading now for Cardano, for ADA, the token of Cardano, has begun on Coinbase Pro, and this is always very bullish. There were a few other coins that I was calling out earlier that were getting listed on Coinbase, and they were pumping like crazy. I hope you managed to catch that video and you know, use it to your advantage. Hopefully you did. If you didn't, there will be more of this, but Cardano has been pumping for quite some time, and it has been in my portfolio for quite some time. I did post other videos about Cardano ADA, and it is now it's becoming one of those tokens that are sort of longer term, so they are always present in my portfolio. I'm not selling out of Cardano, so hopefully you managed to catch these videos prior to this, and you already have some Cardano in your portfolio. This is one of the coins, along with Polkadot and KSM, Kusama, and there are a few others, Litecoin, and a few others that are actually always in my portfolio. Again, not exactly in the long term, so like for years to come, but certainly in the past year, and some of them even longer, but definitely throughout this bull market, these are tokens that I'm holding. And once we get out of the bull market and we start a bear trend, I will probably exit all of my altcoins. I'm pretty sure I will do that. I will exit some of my Bitcoin holdings as well. But anyway, back to the market. So what else do we see? Binance is now actually, Cardano with that pump is flipping again BNB. So Binance is now the fourth rather than the third biggest, and it is 8% up since yesterday. And from the top coins, Link is also printing a good profit, 8% up since yesterday. It is now at $30. I'm hoping that Link will manage to get back into my top coins, into the list here that you're seeing on the bottom, because it used to be there, it used to be listed, and I'm only listing the top 4 or 5 coins. I don't really I can't list too many. I am restricted to actually how much information I can squeeze into this scrolling info here, so that's why I can't really list more coins. So it really depends on which one will flip XRP faster, Litecoin or Link. My money is on Litecoin in the shorter term, my money is on Link in the longer term, and we'll see how it goes. Litecoin is still, I mean, it's recovering okay, but it is not really printing that type of recovery that I'm expecting for it. So we're still waiting for it to wake up and do something more significant. Also, we see that CRO, Crypto.com's token, is pumping. It is now at 11% gains since yesterday, 21 cents today. And this is because towards the end of the month, I think it's on the 18th, no, today is the 18th, on the 25th, I think, if I remember from on the top of my head, 25th is the date when they're launching their mainnet. Crypto.com is launching their own blockchain, their own mainnet, and CRO is of course the token that will be powering that mainnet. So of course there's a lot of excitement right now about this, and big upgrades like this are always very bullish for these tokens. And I did cover this. I talked about this date in the key dates in a few episodes back. What was it? Was it at the beginning of this week or last week? Last week I did an episode where I was talking about some of the key dates for March. So you can go and find that video if you missed it. But a lot of these dates are already finished. I mean, a lot of these upgrades and things that were happening, such as Syscoin, Theta, what else was it? Scale Network, and a few other ones. I mean, these are all already past. H-bar. So now we only have CRO that is coming, and that is in a few days time, and after that pump will probably subside. I mean, the hype and the excitement about it is going on right now, but it will subside as the time goes by and as the event happens and everything. I mean, of course we will be bullish on CRO for some time around the event, so even past the event we will be seeing some positive moves on the market, but after that I expect that we will see a bit of a drop because the interest will subside, and then people will get excited about another token or something else. Now, speaking of bullish news and excitement and things that people are discussing and hot topics and everything like that, one of the hottest topics that has been for quite some time, and I have been sleeping on this for a few days now, because this is news that I was supposed to deliver to you a few episodes ago, and only after I recorded the episode and it was edited and ready to post, I realized that I forgot to cover this news. This is very bullish though, and it is happening towards the end of this month. We don't have the date yet, but the IPO, the initial public offering for Coinbase, is due to be happening this month. So by the end of this month, hopefully not at the end of the month, but over the next few days, maybe next week, we will be seeing this IPO happening, and as it happens, it will create big headlines. Apparently, the valuation is already around $100 billion for Coinbase. Coinbase is becoming a publicly traded company, and Coinbase was launched in 2012, and it was, and it is still to this day, one of the biggest cryptocurrency wallets and exchanges. In terms of wallets, they were probably the first, at least for me, they were the first wallet that allowed you to buy Bitcoin with a credit card seamlessly, effortlessly, with a few clicks, without having to go through an escrow or anything else. This is how I started with Bitcoin, thanks to Coinbase. Now, I don't really use it that much anymore, and for me, it is a good gateway to crypto. So it's great for people who are just starting with crypto to buy their first crypto, because it is, respected and trusted and everything. But it is a custodian wallet, meaning that the Bitcoin or other crypto that you're holding in that wallet, you don't own the private keys. So it's not great for experienced users of cryptocurrencies. It's good to move on to a hardware wallet or something else that gives you your private keys, not necessarily keep it in Coinbase, but it's great to use Coinbase to purchase your Bitcoin. So that's how I started. Before that, I was looking for ways to buy Bitcoin. Back in 2011, I read an article at the Times, was it the Sunday Times, I think, and it was talking about Bitcoin in 2000, and at the time I didn't really take it seriously. In 2013 it came to my attention again, and this is 2012 again, from another article. I think this time it was The Independent or something like that, and I was eager to buy it, but I had to go to some forums and connect with people, buy it from another person that I don't really know, put the money in escrow and all of that stuff, and it just looked a little too difficult and too shady. I just didn't trust it, so I didn't get involved until Coinbase actually was already popular, and I found it in 2015 or 16, and then I bought my first Bitcoin. I mean, I knew about Bitcoin all this time, but I didn't take it seriously. I thought it's a bit shady, and I just didn't have the confidence to get it. So too bad. If in 2013 I had discovered Coinbase, and they were probably only operating in America, I don't know why, but I didn't discover them back then, I was gonna get my Bitcoin even cheaper. Or actually, was it? No, I think I got it pretty much at the same price that it was during it was cheaper than it was in 2013, because in 2013 the articles were talking about it reaching $1,000 and stuff like that. I got mine at 400. So yeah, I actually got it at the end of its bear market. You know, as it was coming out of the bear market, this is when I got involved. So yeah, no regrets at all. Anyway, back to Coinbase. So this is big because it's the first you know, exclusively crypto related company that is going public, and it has been a very appetizing investment for many huge angel investors. Coinbase has been backed by some big names in the industry, and now it's going to go public and it's going to create so many headlines. And if this is really going to 100 billion, then you are guaranteed that this will have a very positive effect on Bitcoin, because everyone in the mainstream again will be covering this, and as they cover this, of course, there will be the link to Bitcoin and other cryptos. I mean, they were exclusively Bitcoin for some time, and then later they added Ethereum, and then much later they added Litecoin, and even later they added Stellar and some other coins and everything. So definitely Bitcoin will benefit from this news. Just quickly here, I will point out why is it evaluated at such a high price. So the shares of Coinbase Global reportedly traded at a price between $350 and $375 per unit on the Nasdaq private auction market last week, giving the company a pre-IPO valuation of between $90 and $100 billion, according to a report by Bloomberg. So this, I mean, as it starts getting traded, this will go up. So I wouldn't be surprised. This is the pre-IPO evaluation. This is a private sale, private auction that has happened, and that is limited to, you know, only high net worth individuals. As it goes public and it starts getting traded on many other markets, then we are bound to see these prices going even higher, maybe $420, maybe $450 per unit. And evaluation of 150 billion or 120 billion or whatever it is, it will make the news. And this is why I feel that this is an important event. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the date. I don't think they've announced it yet. So we are yet to find out. At the same time, we have another bank. I mean, it's the same bank, Bank of America, yet another attempt at slamming Bitcoin. Bank of America, they are restless against Bitcoin. This is the first bank that I was using. I was using a credit card from MBNA, Bank of America, and it was the first credit card that got rejected for a Bitcoin purchase by Coinbase. And Coinbase didn't reject it. Bank of America rejected my purchase. So I was using that card for 2 years between 2015 and 2017. And I was purchasing Bitcoin from Coinbase with that card. No problems. 2017 happens, bull run happens, crypto shoots up to, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Or maybe it was $7,000, and I tried to buy Bitcoin again, and my purchase gets declined. The worst part is it gets declined 2 days later. So I buy the Bitcoin, I already see it in my application, on my screen and everything that I purchased, whatever I purchased, 0.00 something, and maybe I spend like $500 or something like that on Bitcoin, and 2 days later, that Bitcoin is not in my wallet, and I'm like, what's happening? Looking at my transactions, and I see that the transaction got cancelled after it got approved, after the money was already in my wallet, and the Bank of America decides to cancel my transaction and revert it. I mean, I could have probably moved the money straight from Coinbase to another wallet and then they couldn't charge me back or something, but I never expected that to happen. I had to call Bank of America and speak to them. They said that cryptocurrencies are very risky and we want to protect our customers, and that's why we do not allow transactions with cryptocurrency websites. This was their response. So for 2 years, it wasn't risky and it wasn't dangerous, and all of a sudden, at the biggest bull run, it became dangerous. Anyway, so Bank of America is an all-time bear on Bitcoin. They are very negative against it, and right now what they're saying is that Bitcoin is exceptionally volatile, impractical, and an environmental disaster that is useless as a store of wealth or an inflation hedge. Also, this is the analyst from Bank of America, Francisco Blanche. For good measure, they say, the Cointelegraph is reporting, he also asserted that the cryptocurrency is an impractical method of payment as it can only handle 1,400 transactions per hour compared to the 236 million transactions processed by Visa. The report, which echoes the hardline stance taken against crypto by traditional financial institutions in the years past, is in stark contrast to the other major banks such as Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, which have since embraced Bitcoin as an asset. And that's exactly what I was going to say. JP Morgan, that was so negative against Bitcoin throughout 2016 to 2017 and 2018, I think even 2019, only last year, or maybe 2019 is when we saw the first kind of signs of warming up to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Last year, we saw them actually totally embrace it and start, offering it to their customers and everything. The same goes for Goldman Sachs, and a few other banks also embraced Bitcoin lately. So it is, for me, it basically just shows that a Bank of America is really affected by Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general, and their business is suffering and they just can't get over it. Instead of finding ways to embrace it and make a profit from it and take advantage of that, they are still trying to scare people away, put people off, and thinking that this kind of tactics will work, going in the mainstream media and scaring people from Bitcoin. There are so many of us, people who are going on YouTube and going in the media and doing podcasts and everything and talking about the qualities of Bitcoin and why it is such an important investment and such a profitable investment, that a report by a bank like that, I don't really think anyone will be fooled. I think it just goes above people's heads and that's it. That's pretty much it. By now, everyone knows that banks are against Bitcoin and that they are suffering from Bitcoin. So I don't think it's anyone's surprise that banks are trying to bash Bitcoin. Now we're going to look at the Bitcoin chart again, and I'm going to quickly give you my view on what's happening before we end the video. But first, a message from our sponsors. This episode of Crypto Corner is sponsored by Cobalt Lend, a new DeFi project that brings crypto lending and borrowing to people and small businesses to make the most of your crypto holdings. It's a great way to earn passive income on your crypto via staking rewards or earn interest via their lending incentives. Cobalt Lend was launched last year and has now partnered with Nous and is using their SEO platform in order to build a more sophisticated lending protocol. We've been covering their progress on this channel since their pre-launch, and they have achieved a lot in a short space of time. Their token is supported by Uniswap, 1inch, and Moniswap dexes. They recently added a hot wallet with a coin swap engine for swaps between Bitcoin and various Ethereum assets. You can also buy Bitcoin with a credit card, and for transactions under $300, you don't have to do KYC. They are in beta development of their Cobalt Atomic Swap, which is a completely separate swapping engine strictly for Ethereum assets, powered by their partners at Total. They added an insurance fund to protect their users' tokens, and later this year they're launching a debit card for instant withdrawals with cashback rewards. Making a passive income with Cobalt Lend is easy. There are two types of staking they currently offer. You can stake their native CBOT token on their platform and get paid 5% monthly, just like a savings account. or you can use the proof of credit mining method via the partner NOWs. This way you can stake NOWs tokens and earn their new NCBOT token that will be the primary driving force of the lending platform they are building. The team of Cobalt Land incentivize stakers by paying them additional rewards for staking with them on the NOWs platform by giving out monthly airdrops of their CBOT tokens and even just for registering their NOWs wallet on their platform. For more details, go to cobaltland.com and register for free. You can also find the link in the description below. Okay, the Bitcoin chart. Well, what we can see happening here right now is that nothing too different from what I expected. We came to that support level and it was holding us. This was a very key support level that I told you that I'm watching for Bitcoin in my previous episode. I think a couple of days ago was actually when I was drawing this. And so this was on the 15th of March and today is the 18th. So 3 days ago, I was drawing this in my previous video, and this is a cup and handle formation. So we were just starting to go down and we didn't really know what's going to happen. In fact, this is what we were looking at. And then, we had the reversed head and shoulders formation that was taking us upwards, but also we had that resistance here, which after we hit and we printed a new all-time high, we actually started correcting. And as we started correcting, this looked to me like a sort of a cup and handle formation, even though it is not a very perfect, because it was supposed to stop here if it was a perfect cup and handle formation. Nevertheless, this is a bullish pattern, and it looks to me like the cup and handle formation did happen just as predicted. I expected it to go down to this level here, find support, and then shoot up from there. And this is where we are right now. So we went down to this support level, we rejected from it, so we bounced up, and now we are going up. Of course, we're not shooting, we're not pumping in one day or something going to my targets, but the first target remains the 60k. We have to break from this in order to continue. And I hope that we don't get rejected, and this time once we break and we get start really the next leg up, my target remains 68,000. I'm not changing that either. Let me just pull this. 68,500 is my target. So but first, before that, we have to break this resistance here in the 60k. We printed an all-time high slightly above it, but the actual resistance line is at 60,500. So this is the first resistance that we have to break through, and once we do that, this is what I'm expecting. I haven't changed my projection. This is, at some point we will probably stop and take a breather and correct a little bit, maybe at around 64,000, 65,000. This is what I'm expecting. And then we're going to continue climbing up, and 68,000 will be the next stop. At this point, we will also stop. We will get rejected, perhaps. We will take a breather. We will correct a little bit, maybe 10%, maybe 15%. We could even go as low as 20% or even 30%. As you know, during a bull market, 30% corrections are something that is quite common, and they're very healthy. They're good for the market. These are accumulation points. And during this correction, I told you at the start of the correction, I said, do not get afraid, do not sell out. This is accumulation time. If you have any spare money that you've been keeping and you've been wanting to get into crypto, the correction is your best time to do that. And don't buy Bitcoin or other coins when they're pumping. Buy them when they're correcting. Buy them when they're bleeding. When the whole market is going red, this is when you want to buy. Hold on, let me show you quickly. So you don't want to buy on a green day like today, when everything is green. You want to buy on a day where you would see here, like this, the red ones, where everything is red. And that was 2 days ago. We were looking at the chart and everything was red. Everything was 6, 7%, 8% down. This was accumulation point, not today. I mean, if you're looking at the longer term picture and everything, of course, you don't really care about these short term market swings, so you can still buy today. I'm not saying you should not or something like that, but your best option is to be buying the dips rather than buying the pumps. So this is what I want to end with. This is where I'm going to leave you. This is everything for today's episode, guys. I hope it's helping you and it brought value to you. If it did, share it with someone else who would also benefit from watching it. Also, if you like this video, show your support by giving a like and a comment below. And if you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe and the notification bell so that you know when I'm posting a new video. We'll be doing more of this price analysis and on other coins as well, not just on Bitcoin. So make sure that you're following this channel and my videos. And if you are already a subscriber, that's really appreciated. I'm thankful to you for that. And also tomorrow I'm coming to you with another video about NFTs. This is a video that I've been preparing for quite some time now, but there's so many news about NFTs coming all the time. But tomorrow I will be doing my video where I will basically break down what NFTs are again for people who are still not quite certain, you know, what is this thing, what can I do with it, how to make money with it, or how to get involved. This is the video that is coming, so stay tuned.